Alright guys, I'm back. It's been a while since I posted. I'm sure a lot of you've seen that I have a 300ZX. The car is actually mine. So I'm going to go through the deletes on the naturally aspirated with you today. Basically, you got a bunch of junk like this sitting below your intake manifold that, causes a whole bunch of headache and a whole bunch of problems that nobody wants. So, this one came off of this side. So you have a connection up here. You have a connection here. You have your two 10mm bolts, and then back here you have a connection that runs under the air regulator here, and then it goes into a bracket, this guy here, which in turn bolts under here. So you got to take out the two 10mm bolts here. There's one 10mm right here that you have to take out. And then, get all your connections off, and that guy just comes right off. Easy, simple. Get rid of all your problems before you have them, coolant leaks, stuff like that. Basically, I'm doing this because I have the intake manifold off. I'm going to switch the injectors. I got a little bit of work to do down in the valley of the car before I go any further. But second delete, these guys, PCVs. This is a 19mm head. Use your wrench, take it out. This is actually a British fitting, and you won't be able to find this anywhere. The fittings that I will use to go ahead and block these off are 1/4-inch NPTs, and you can go down to any local hardware store or whatever and grab them. They're pretty cheap, $2-3 at the most. But block this off, and then you got another one over here, block that guy off. This side over here you got a 10mm bolt, 10mm bolt. These are, they were connected before I took them off, but there's really nothing as complicated as the other side. Then anyways, get all the connections off and then take them off up here and just pull your line out of the way. Now these guys here that actually go through, and it's actually one piece here to here that connects the two together. The easiest way I've found to do it is take a punch, knock this out of the front, take a saw, cut off wheel, whatever you got handy, and just cut the edge off and then drive it back through. Pretty easy, pretty simple. And then on your throttle bodies, where the coolant runs through here at the bottom, what I'm going to go ahead and do, just because of the simple look, I'm a huge fan of a simple look. I'm going to go ahead and take these valves out of both sides, these fittings here. So what you do to do that is you just put some penetrating lubricant in here. You wiggle this guy back and forth, and they're a real pain to get out. But you wiggle it back and forth, use a hammer. You want to be real careful around these throttle bodies because they're all aluminum, and they will, if you hit it, here or here, or whatever the case may be, it will put a huge crack in it. Speaking from experience on that one. So, I'm going to take these out just because it's a clean, simple look. This has no use once you take the lines off of it. There's no coolant running through it. There's no open holes that goes into the actual throttle body itself, so you're okay there. I'm just going to take them out, like I said, because I like the simple look. And then, your last step, these EGR ports on each side. Get the block off kit from CZP. They're like $40, I think, and they come with a nice plate here and a gasket, and you put your plate and gasket on. Reuse your original bolts that you took out when you took it apart. And then these guys right here, they send caps to block them off. Basically what I'm going to do, going back to the simple look, is I'm going to pull this guy out of here, and I'm going to epoxy in there just because it's, it's less stuff hanging out. It looks a lot cleaner. So basically, after I get all this done, I'm going to go ahead and get this manifold ground down and sanded, and I'm going to polish it. It's going to be the first one that I've done actually polished. I usually go ahead and paint them or powder coat them, but I'm going to try the polish look this time. So thanks for watching, guys. I know it's been quite a while since I posted videos, but there'll be quite a few coming up here shortly. We'll be getting the car ready for paint and you know, just doing a bunch of little tinkering stuff on it. So I just figured this would be an easy video for anybody that wants to do the deletes. I mean, once you do the deletes, it'll take you 10-15 minutes to pull the plenum, do gaskets, whatever you got to do. So that's, you know, that's the biggest part of it, is having your car ready to go. I mean, take 15 minutes to get the manifold off and you're in business. So thanks, guys.